As I mentioned right at the beginning of this series, when you're looking at a Google search results page, what you see at the top left-hand corner and down the right-hand side of the page are paid adverts. Now, there's no doubt that in terms of generating targeted traffic to a site quickly, there's nothing more effective than placing AdWords adverts on the search results pages. But of course, doing so costs money. And unfortunately, it can be a very expensive way of promoting your business, particularly if you don't have a great deal of experience in creating effective adverts that convert visitors into customers. There are several reasons why many new AdWords advertisers lose a great deal of money before they ever start making any. The first reason is that AdWords is pay-per-click or PPC advertising, which means that you pay Google for every click on your advert. So unless your advert converts a significant number of visitors into customers, it's very easy to lose money. Secondly, the amount of money you pay per click will depend upon how much you're willing to bid per click and the market that you're operating in. When you understand that there are some markets where to grab the number one advertising slot you'd have to pay in excess of $50 for every click, you can see why it's possible to spend so much money. For most relatively inexperienced marketers, using AdWords to promote their business can be a very expensive mistake. For this reason, I would not recommend doing so, especially in the early days. However, there are plenty of free classified ad sites where you can place advertising at no cost whatsoever, and some of these sites have the ability to pull significant numbers of targeted visitors to your site. Sites such as Craigslist, which you can find here at craigslist.org, or US Free Ads, which you can find here at usfreeads.com, attract thousands of visitors every day, so placing free ads on sites of this nature can work very well. However, there are a few guidelines that you need to be aware of. First of all, don't create a spammy looking or sounding ad, because almost all free classified ad sites are moderated, and the moderators don't like ads that are clearly over the top or full of hype. Secondly, because by their nature classified ad sites tend to be regionalized, you sometimes need to be a little bit, creative when you're writing your advert. For instance, it's generally agreed that if you want to use Craigslist to advertise your business, you should advertise in one of the major US cities like Los Angeles or New York. However, if you're not based in either of these two cities, this could present a problem unless you create an advert that's relatively generic but still to the point. Give an example. For instance, you might want to promote your natural hair loss blog as an example. You might use something like this. Natural hair loss remedy, information for free. Advice costs nothing. You've used one of your main keywords in the ad, thereby ensuring that it's targeted, and you've kept it short and sweet as well. But because it's not a blatant sales pitch, the chance of your advert being bombed is fairly low. So create a handful of different versions of your advert so that when the original version expires in 7 days' time, you have a replacement already made. Furthermore, when you repost, direct any interested visitor to the URL of a different site in your linked network to minimize the chances of being accused of spamming. There are literally millions of free classified ad sites on the net, and as many offer both the possibility of drawing targeted visitors and of generating links, your ability to post advertising materials all over the net is only limited by the amount of time that you have available to do so. No matter what market or niche you operate in, there's going to be a forum site where like-minded individuals come together to discuss their passions or interests with others of the same persuasion. Many forums are extremely popular and active, with hundreds or sometimes thousands of individual members, all of whom share the same interests. Consequently, if you can find the most popular forums in your market niche, you'll know that everyone who uses those sites is already a red-hot prospect for your business or your product. The easiest way of finding the most popular forums in any particular market niche is also the quickest. Run a standard Google search using your topic plus forums as your search term. No matter what niche you're investigating, there will always be forums available. And of course, because this is the result of a Google search, you know that the sites at the top of the results page are the most popular in your market. Hence, you should start at the top of the results page and then work your way down to do some further research. In particular, you should check the activity levels and the quality of the information being provided in the niche forums that you're considering joining. You also need to confirm whether you're allowed to add a signature file to your profile as well, because if you're not, it makes it very difficult for you to promote your business through that forum effectively. A signature file is a 2 or 3 line pitch for your business, in which you're generally allowed to include an active hyperlink to take someone who follows your link almost anywhere, although some forums do not allow you to link directly to an affiliate product, sales page. Now, this signature file has to be a relatively understated promotional message rather than a full-on sales pitch, but this is generally okay because most people in the forum are already interested in your topic anyway. And the beauty of using a signature file to promote your business is that every time you add a new post or you start your own thread in that forum, your signature file is automatically added after whatever you've written. In effect, all you need to do is keep adding quality content to the forum as often as you can and to make a meaningful contribution. And when you do that, you'll keep promoting your business to a group of people who possibly represent the hottest prospects imaginable. There is one other crucial factor about using forums which can also provide a significant boost to your targeted traffic figures. This is your ability to establish your expertise and authority in your market through the medium of a leading forum in your niche. Once you've managed to convince people that you're someone who is an expert in your business, it becomes considerably more likely that they will want to do business with you. Look at it this way. If you were a leading member of a specialist search engine optimization forum and you constantly posted valuable SEO tips and ideas to the site on a regular basis, don't you think that it's highly likely that other less experienced members are going to visit your site or your blog to see what else they can learn? Well, the answer is obvious. Of course they would. Using forums as a promotional tool can therefore be an extremely effective tactic for generating masses of targeted visitors to your site. However, it's also necessary to sound a note of caution here, because the downside of using forums is that they can often become addictive. I know of many marketers who spend hours every day posting on forums while far more important jobs are left undone. Even though using forums can be highly effective, you have to discipline yourself when you're using sites of this nature. For example, I never spend more than 30 minutes in the morning and again in the evening on my favorite forum sites, and generally far less than this. And I would recommend that you do something similar, as otherwise you look up at the clock and find that 4 or 5 hours have passed without you noticing it, and you're still no further forward with the work that you meant to do. Another way to get traffic to your site, to advertise your site, is through directory submissions. Now, there are literally hundreds of different directory sites all over the net, places where lists of websites are gathered together and categorized. Because directory sites of this nature are effectively places where you can search for websites of a particular type, they're not generally sites where too many human visitors will search for what they're looking for. After all, that's what they're using Google or one of the other major search engines for. On the other hand, some of these directory sites are very highly rated according to Google PageRank, so if your site details are added to the directory in question, this creates yet another invaluable link to your site. As an example of how popular directories can be, Google accords the homepage of the Open Directory project a page rank of 8 out of 10. Now there's one important factor to note about Google PageRank, which is the fact that each individual page of a site is credited with its own individual page rank, and this is the rank for the home page. Hence, when you submit your site for listing, it doesn't mean that by getting it listed you're going to generate an incoming link from a PageRank 8 site. Nevertheless, at least part of the power of the home page having such a high Google PageRank will pass to your site in the quality of the link, so applying to free directory sites like this for listing is well worth doing. Links of this strength will undoubtedly aid your effort and push your site up the Google search results pages, so it's something you should do. However, the downside of the ODP site is the fact that every application is manually assessed by a volunteer editor, which can take weeks or even months sometimes. Furthermore, there's absolutely no guarantee that your site will be accepted for listing, although if you're submitting your main content site, chances are very good that it will be. Nevertheless, you might still need to be a bit patient. And there are, of course, many other free directory sites to which you can submit your information, with a list of many hundreds plus a semi-automated system for making your submissions quicker and easier, featured here at onewaytextlink.com. And we'll continue this video in part 2.